Marvel Champions is one of the most popular cooperative board games out there for lots of good reasons. It's fun and strategic and has tons of replay value. But if for some reason you've exhausted all the content the game has to offer, or if you're looking for different games to spice things up, we've got you covered with 15 games recommendations for people who like Marvel Champions. In this list we'll be looking mostly at cooperative games, games with epic battles, heroes and adventure, and games with medium to high complexity. There are exceptions to these rules though, so keep watching till the end and you might be surprised. The Reckoners is a cooperative game in which you have to defeat supervillain Steelheart. It is a game of resource management where you have to build powerful action combos, create tactical plans with your teammates, and work together to take down the bad guy. Check out these other games for more cooperative action and strategy. Marvel Champions publisher Fantasy Flight Games are also well known for great living card games such as The Lord of the Rings. If you like the seemingly endless content that these games can provide, the diversity of missions and abilities of your heroes, The Lord of the Rings card game might be for you. And of course, Arkham Horror, the card game, is also a solid game with a huge amount of content as well. Imperium Legends is not a cooperative game and is quite distinct from Marvel Champions as it is more a civilization game and no battles are involved, but it can bring some variety to your game nights. It's also a solo favorite if that's what you're looking for. People who like Imperium Legends also recommend Imperium Classics, of course, as well as Twilight Inscription and Dune Imperium. If the boss battle aspect of Marvel Champions is what makes you tick, Aeon's End Legacy is probably right for you. You play as powerful mages fighting a villain and its minions. The Aeon's End series has a well-designed deck building mechanic which is both strategic and packed with nice combos. The Legacy game wraps this up in a multi-scenario campaign. There are lots of other great games in the Aeon's End series, including another Legacy game that I actually find better. Aeon's End itself, of course, and a newer entry, The New Age. Star Wars The Clone Wars uses the pandemic mechanics for a cooperative strategic game where you have to fight armies of droids, complete missions, and defeat iconic villains. If cooperative board games based on popular franchises are your things, have a look at Horrified, Back to the Future Back in Time, or Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. Under Falling Skies is an exclusively solo game in which you have to repel alien invaders before they destroy Earth. It's a mix of action and brain puzzle involving dice placement with short game sessions of 20 to 30 minutes. For more solo exclusive games that are action-packed, give a try to Warp's Edge, Wreckland Run, or Final Girl. Legendary Encounters is a solo or cooperative deck building game where you have to build up combos in order to fight aliens and complete scenarios that are based on the Alien movies. The game is very thematic and one of my favorite games. There are lots of variations on the legendary mechanics that might have themes that work better for you, including Legendary Marvel of course, Predator, James Bond, and more. Sleeping Gods is a game for 1 to 4 players in which you must survive, explore exotic islands, and seek out the totems of the gods so that you can return home. At its core, it is a resource management and luck mitigation game with some exploration and combat mechanics as well. For more nautical exploration or survival, check out Forgotten Waters and the Seventh Continent. Spirit Island is a cooperative game in which you have to protect your island against invaders. Spirit Island has great variable player powers and synergies that make it a strategic mix of area control and card hand management. Rules are a bit hard to digest initially, and you can expect a typical game to last 2 hours. If you like the variable player powers aspect of games such as Marvel Champions or Spirit Island, you might also like Pandemic Legacy, Gloomhaven, or Nemesis. Wrath of the Lich King is another game based on the pandemic mechanics, in which you have to defeat the Lich King. Your heroes all have distinct powers and abilities, and the game adds a new mechanic of quests to the pandemic system. If you like the pandemic mechanics, Reign of Cthulhu might be for you. For more cooperative lightweight heroic fantasy, check Tiny Epic Dungeons. Journeys in Middle-earth is a cooperative adventure game with an app that drives the scenario and gives you instruction on when to reveal the map and enemies. If you're looking for a great campaign adventure game to play with your friends, this might be right for you. For more epic and cooperative adventure games, you can try Destinies, Tainted Grail, or Descent: Legends of the Dark. Mutant Insurrection might not be the most strategic game out there, but it's a great family board game, very thematic, that plays in about an hour. The characters all play very differently in this card and dice game. You might also like the G.I. Joe deck building game and Thanos Rising. Outer Rim is a Star Wars game in which your goal is to become the most famous outlaw in the galaxy. It's a game that perfectly captures the original Star Wars movies, where you can play as Han Solo or Lando. It's not a cooperative game. It has a solo mode that, to be honest, isn't super exciting. If you want more space epic adventures in a non-cooperative setting, Star Wars Rebellion, The Legend of a Drift system, or Eclipse: Second Dawn for the Galaxy might be for you. Marvel United is quite an obvious choice if you like Marvel Champions. I would say it is better suited as a family game for some more lightweight fun. It's still a great boss battler with unique cards and powers for each hero, and it is really thematic. If you like Marvel United X-Men is probably another obvious choice for you, and if you can't get enough Marvel, there are lots of other cooperative games you can choose from, such as Marvel Zombies or 5 Minute Marvel. Variable player powers, card hand management, and lots of tactical fight in this cooperative campaign game, Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion probably has a lot you already enjoy from Marvel Champions, while being different enough. So it is my #1 recommendation here. If you like Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, you can of course try the much bigger but same gameplay Gloomhaven and sequel Frosthaven, or even give a try to Mage Knight. And we're done with this list of recommended games if you like Marvel Champions. Let me know in the comments if I missed any good games in there, and see you next time.